mixed media channel here on YouTube. Today I want to do a product comparison to see what alternatives there are for gelatos. Gelatos are a really funky gel crayon that's produced by Faber Castell, and it's actually involved in almost all of my favorite mixed media projects. I'm running a really special workshop coming up on September 27th. I'm teaching whoever wants to come. It's totally open to the public, how to create this gorgeous portrait. And gelatos is my favorite way to do shading so that you don't have to learn how to blend acrylics. It makes everything super easy. And then I pulled my Facebook group to say, like, hey, can everyone get a hold of gelatos? Because you're going to need those for this event. And a lot of people said no. So I was like, oh, shoot. Well, if we want everyone to play along and be able to have success, I better go find out what the alternatives are. So I took it upon myself to go buy up like 8 or 9 products on Amazon. This video is not being sponsored by anyone. I used all my own money to purchase the supplies that I'm going to be comparing today. But I learned a whole lot. And I'm excited to share my results with you. If you're more information on the workshop, if you want to come join me, I'll put it in the description box below. All right, let's find out what the good alternatives to gelatos are. All right, I am excited to get started. I have all these faces drawn out for all my tests. I'm going to go pretty quick. There's 4 things that I'm interested in. Number 1, how easy is it to blend with just your finger, so dry blend? Number 2, how easy or difficult, or is it too much to blend with a sealer, meaning Mod Podge, meaning any kind of gel medium, because that's the way that I use them. Number 3, are they light fast? And number 4, what is the cost? So those are all things I am interested in. All of these products I actually picked because 1, they kind of were like some weird gel variation, and number 2, I forget what I was going to say for number 2. Oh, they all have skin tone sort of colors. Right off the bat, things get weird because my original gelato, I have like my original gelatos are all these kinds, which look, I don't know, I'm just saying, an awful lot like they're Faber Castell's gel sticks. Okay, just saying, like, I can't tell that. Oh, okay, well, this one has white writing and mine has gray writing. So are these exactly the same? They look like it on the surface level. They look identical. I have no idea. So things get weird right off the bat, and they kind of stay weird, just FYI. So this is my original gelato. This is what the same color looks like with their new marketing. Okay, so this is supposed to now only be the kids stuff, even though that was what it used to look like. Again, it makes me wonder, like, I feel like that's just the same thing. Why? I watched one video that said these were not as light fast as these. I really have a hard time believing that they go through all the effort of changing the formula when they're sticking them in the exact same tubes. I just don't know. I don't know that I buy that. Sorry, Faber Castell, I love you, but that just sounds fishy to me. So, okay. But we'll get to light fast at the end. Right now I'm only concerned with blendability. So I have light skin tone and I have dark skin tone. Not even sure I even care to do the light skin tone because it's so light you can't even see it. So I'll put some shading on top. I also, at the very end, I'm gonna demo the difference between, because also they have, gelatos has brights, which are kind of like opaques or solids. They have iridescence and they have metallics. And I know for a fact that weird things happen when you go to the sealant layer on the metallics. So yeah, that's part of what this testing is going to be. I was going to do like fancy shading, but the faces are too small and my fingers are too fat. So apparently I'm only going to be doing ridiculous cheeks instead. Okay, always adapting. So what is this? Guava. That's fine. And then I will grab chocolate. I just want to make sure these are brights and these are this test is not for this test will not. Oh man, sir. Maybe I like the children's one better. This is like not even moving. Oh, gelato. don't be like that. Oh, Chris, these are really tiny faces too. And they're also ridiculous, in case you hadn't gleaned that. No, that actually looks all right. All right, well, it seems to need a lot of inspiration to get that to move. I'm just gonna say that out loud. So, all right, I'm just chucking those back. So many gelatos. All right, next we have King Art Mixed Media Gel Sticks. Now, gelatos is like fancy for gel, right? So I feel like that's kind of what they're getting at here. And at the end of this, I already feel like these are like just all gonna be the same. Also weird, what gets weird, I stopped buying products when I came upon 2 additional products that looked identical to these 2 products. And I have so many products around me that I will show you what I mean. I don't even know what the skin tone color is. I'll have to find it. Here we go. If you cover up the labels, can you tell which is which? No, that's right, because their packaging is identical. And there's 2 additional products on the market that are also identical to these. That is the Jane Davenport something or other, one of her, it's like her magic also gel crayon, and then it's the Faber Castell, I think they're called like gel sticks or something, and they're identical packaging. So I just feel like they're probably all made in the same exact lab. They all are private labels. They slap their brand's labels on it, and then they can sell them for whatever they want. Is that true? Is that fact? No, that's just that's my sneaking suspicion. So these are the gel sticks, and I have used the Marabou quite a bit, and I know that they're more water reactive and more like product reactive, meaning sealant layer, than the gelatos are. Oops, which one did I start with? That was King Art, and that was Mount. Look, I was already mixing and matching them because they look identical. I just feel like, you know how like when you go to Target and there's like Clorox bleach and then there's like Up and Up brand or Market Pantry brand? Yeah, I feel like that's what we're dealing with here, where everything that's private labeling when you have, you know, the same item processed in the same factory, and then the companies just put their own labels on them. So my guess is that Marabou, the Faber Castell, Jane Davenport, and the King Art are all the same products. And again, is that true? I have no idea. That's just my own personal speculation as to what is probably going on. That's how the rest of the world works, so I don't know why that wouldn't work in the art world as well. All right, so again, I've never used this King Art before, but they are working just like the Marabous, because I have worked with those before, and they are a little bit too, you have to be careful with them. They're more reactive than gelatos. They're beautiful, like in the raw, like this, and they get a little bit overreactive when you add the sealant layer. So that's not a bad thing. It's just something you have to be aware of when you're doing mixed media. It's, again, yeah, I'm not coming down, and I'm not coming down to any product. I'm just comparing them for my own sanity and also for my students. So I can say like, oh, yep, if you can't get gelatos, then go get these, and these are the same, and these are the cheap ones, and these are expensive, blah, 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 blah. That's all. This is just like for your information. All right, so those were much creamier than the gelatos. They were a lot easier to spread than the gelatos as well. So these are the Marabous, again, that look identical to what we were just doing. They feel exactly the same. It's like, I feel like this is stupid. I feel like someone is playing a trick up. Look, they're the same. Come on. Even the colors are the same. This is like so dumb. I will have to say, so this is where I need to look into the Lightfastness, because according to Marabou, theirs are super light fast, and I haven't actually looked up the information for the King Art ones yet. So we'll have to see. I don't even know what this color, why I'm going so dark on this color, but too late now. I had it out for this one. But yeah, these feel exactly the same. And I'll look up the price. The pricing will be interesting too, because again, this looks the same as the Jane Davenport product and the same as the third Faber Castell gelatinous gelato gel crayon, whatever the heck you want to call this. All right, this I'm super excited for. Shuttle Art water-based gel crayons. These are super cheap. These are marketed as kids crayons, but again, see how they're all gel crayons. Like, are they all just the same at the end of the day? That's what this is for. Now, because when you're buying kids products, obviously kids and their parents don't give a rat's ass if these are Lightfast or not. So I bet you won't even be able to find that information. But geez, it looks kind of the same as all the other ones. Let's see. Okay. This feels nice. This goes on super nicely. And I like actually that these are smaller than all the other ones, especially for this particular demonstration. They're kind of the perfect size. Oh, hello there. They blend nicely and smoothly. They also have skin colors, which is the only other thing I was really wanted to make sure that they had. Yeah, at least they were clever to get their own packaging. Like, yeah, they feel the same, guys. The gelatos feel the driest out of all of them so far. And the gelato, just to refresh your memories, the ones that I'm actually used to the most. Oh gosh, I should give them all hair too. Okay, so that's these ridiculous toddler. Like, these are fine. I would art with these. Smooth gliding and no bleeding. And I'm sure they're water cleanup because they're, yes, see? They are washable because, you know why? Because they're all the same product and they're water soluble too. Okay, the next one is the Faber Castell Gel Sticks. Oh, which is, these are like, oh look, it's gelatos. Again, they're just called gel, so they're marketed to kids, so they're a lot cheaper. Again, my guess is that they're identical. There's just no way. Now these again they feel exactly the same. The only thing you're missing in this little baby set is they only give you like basically primaries, so you're not going to be able to have like you don't have the light pink, so you can't do as much with these because you don't really get any. But I would love to see the formulas. I bet you they're just exactly the same. You just get a little smaller set, and that's the only difference. Otherwise, it would be a lot of work. Just like, let's remove the Lightfastness. Like, how does that even work? So, yeah. And the reason I choose gelatos is because they don't move too much. Because I love this sealer process layer. I do it super on purpose. So that's, I'm looking for this specific characteristic on blendabilities. Blendability. All right, gelato. Oh, this is my gelato. I meant to do this last. Oh well. Gelato's iridescence. Yes. I do know, again, just from experience, that the metallics do weird things with like Mod Podge and sealers. So I want to see if the iridescence are the same way. Ooh. Ooh. These seem a lot softer and creamier. Is that? Okay, good. Yeah, this is a metallic. So we'll see if they behave or go crazy. We add the sealant layer. But these are a lot more, these are softer than the regular brights. I can feel the difference very much there. Chocolate. I don't know if I have a dark skin. Oh, yes, I do. Here, gold champagne. This will work. Sort of. Ooh. These little baby faces. This one feels a lot drier than that color did, weirdly. And then for iridescence. All right, here's iridescence for the gelato. Here is a citrine. And again, I don't know how iridescence differs from metallics. They kind of are both shiny. And you have to be so careful because some things they do for marketing purposes, you know, more often than not. But they feel equivalent. They feel like little gel crayons. Shocking, I know. This is another iridescence. Ooh. This is exactly the color that I put down, so you can't even see it whatsoever. I'm gonna have to grab a different color because that is not gonna work when they're literally the same color. Iridescence. Yeah. See, like, weird. There's only like a couple in here. What the heck? And they're kind of random. Which ones are slated for which one? And then there's pastels, which I think are just like, I mean, I know what a pastel is, but I'm just trying to figure out their marketing and their branding for everything. All right, well, that's all we're gonna do because I don't see any other colors. All right, distress crayons. I've used these. I actually have stopped using these because none of the distress, anything in the distress line, nothing is Lightfast. So I just stopped using these altogether. But that's all you can get a hold of. You know, whatever. Something is better than nothing, right? So they're not a bad product. I just, like, if I can get an equivalent product that is Lightfast, I will grab it. You know what I'm saying? But, oh, look at that. It's the same. Oh my goodness. I can't, I'm so actually embarrassed on how much money I spent to acquire all of these products. And they're all the same. Well, at least I know I can say with certainty to my students, like, hey, you know, don't spend a lot of money on that because they're the same. Or like, oh, you can't get that? Well, then don't worry about it because you can use this because it's the same. But again, these I know are not Lightfast whatsoever. But they go on the same. They feel more like gelatos, and that is definitely congruent with when I've used them in the same context, which again, I always use a sealer over them. I don't use them by themselves. All right, so that's Distress Crayons. U.S. Art Supply Gel Crayons. Is that you? Yes, this is you. This is also marketed towards kids, so these are super duper cheap. Like really, like a whole set's like, this whole set was 14 bucks. And I just feel like they're gonna be the same. All right, there was some skin colors. Yellow. Well, there's some yellow. There isn't a skin color per se, but there are definitely, like this one would be good for shading. This one and this one and this one. There's some nice pinks in there too. There's definitely enough you can get by. All right, so this, again, this is a super child's product. I'm gonna shade it a little bit more than that. Oh yeah, see, that's nice. Oh, ooh, so soft. It's lovely. What? It's really, really creamy. This is creamier like the Marabou. Wouldn't that be funny if it was the same product as the Marabou and the Marabou charges like so much more? Actually, that's not funny at all. That's sad because I bought a ton of Marabous, like so many. They cost a fortune. Just to give you an idea, a 26 set for Marabous is 66 bucks. And are these the Shuttle Arts? Which ones did I see? These ones were, oh no, I threw out the package. These ones were, which one was that? Oh no. Oh my God, I'm so dumb. It's right on my page. U.S. Art Supply, 36 set for 14. So you get 10 more colors and you only pay 14 bucks and oh my God, see? Like humongous price difference. That's why I had to do this myself. Because if these all end up working the same, there's no reason. Sorry, Marabou, I'm so sorry. I feel guilty for like calling these companies out, but when a girl's got an art, it doesn't mean we need to like fork over our firstborn child. You know what I'm saying? We just need to make a cool piece of art to have a good day. Oh gosh, I do. I feel bad. All right, these feel exactly the same as all the other ones. Okay, Scribble sticks and neocolor tubes. I already know the answer to this, but I want to demonstrate it because this actually does come up a lot when I do mention that I use gelatos, and people say, well, why can't you just use neocolor tubes? And this demo will show why not. But actually, I've never seen or used Diana Wakely's Media Scribble sticks. And I got this one because it has skin colors in it. Ranger, I have a love-hate with Ranger because they have a lot of craft products that are not water soluble. These feel exactly the same as the neocolor tubes do. Which is that they're heavy. They probably work exactly the same way. I don't remember how much I paid. I will look that up at the end. But just to compare, like visually speaking, they look similar. And I know they're not the same quality as Caran d'Ache because Caran d'Ache is a high-end fine art product. But they don't look dissimilar. They're about the same size, and they have. I can feel. They're pretty heavy too. So kudos for that brand if they made one that's super similar. So, all right, so I will do these next to each other. So I know that they're water soluble, and that's why it kind of will work for this. It's just we won't be able to do the dry blending. Now, when we do the mixed media girl, for those my students that are watching this YouTube video, when we do this girl, I'm going to teach you how to get it to a certain point where you can be done if you want to, and I'm calling that a hot dog. There'll be 4 layers, and I have a ton more videos coming out on this. And then if you want to turn your hot dog into a hamburger, I show you the rest of the steps. And the reason I bring that up is that, well, it's kind of complicated, but that's just basically like layering, different ways I can layer. So what I'm going to do for these, because I know that these are hard, so these are the Scribble sticks. So when you're doing the hot dog variation, which is fewer steps but still looks really cool, you are going to need the ability to like dry blend these like we've been doing all the other ones. And I haven't tried it, so I'm going to find out right now if you can dry blend these at all. I don't know. Maybe you can. No, they don't really move at all. And that's the same as the neocolor tubes. I already know that going in. But I will do this test anyways because I will activate it with some water and see how water soluble they are. And I also like that they do have, these are nice face colors. Gotta do some hair for these chicks too. But there's no darker, this is the darkest color that I have. Look at this girl's face. So I'm just gonna do my best to kind of put the shading in, even though you can't really see it. Oh, there's nothing to smudge, Karen. I was all excited to go in with my smudgy finger, and you can't. So the real test will be fun when we put the sealant on it, if it goes crazy and it really like goes everywhere. So let's see, this is probably the same color. So this is, yeah, the neocolor tubes. So these actually, no, they actually feel exactly the same way. So if the Scribble sticks are way affordable, again, you got to check the Lightfast and things like that. I know these are a super fine art product, like I've said. Then yeah, that's like a deal changer. Oh, I forgot this girl. Trying to be quick about it. This is like the same exact, well, it's a little darker. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my sealer and I'm gonna run it over these girls' faces and see what happens. Yep, yes I am. Stay tuned. All right, I have a whole video on like different sealers that you can use in your mixed media. It's an integral part of most of my mixed media projects. Using my hamburger system. If you're like, what the hell is she talking about? You can just go to YouTube and put in Karen Campbell hamburger system. I have a whole series on it. And I have, oh my gosh, I have a giant PDF on the hot dog coming up. It's like 32 32 pages, so subscribe so you do not miss out. There's a lot of resources coming out for you. All right, so these are the distress crayons, and this, holy moly. So as you can see, they are super reactive, and I just brushed them all off of her face. So these might be too reactive. I haven't used these actually in years. I don't even remember that, but here we are. Okay, now I'm going to try this one. All right, maybe it was just that color. This one seems to be a little bit better behaved, where it's water soluble, but it's not like coming all the way off like the other one was. That was a little crazy town. So super duper water soluble. All right, I'm going to clean my sponge off a little bit here. Now we're going to try this US Art. These are the kids ones. Oh, see, these are nice. Oh, I didn't realize my black was going to be React. That's kind of dumb. So that's about the same. And that dark color is about the same. Actually less. So kudos to US Art Supply gel crayons. They, yeah, they're doing okay. They definitely compete with the big dogs. These are the Scribble sticks. This just wipes right off, so it like doesn't even exist anymore. Oh, this one I can't even see. Oh, that just all came off. Sometimes there's like too much water solubility. This is what I was talking about. Oh, these don't move as much, which is good. You want them to stay a little bit. Oh, see, actually I haven't tried this with the Neocolor 2s before. See how reactive that picked up all that pigment, but a lot stayed behind. So that's actually really good. You don't want everything to like disappear. That kind of defeats the purpose of blending it. And the reason I use the blender is the sealer is to blend it. So I'm just making a note because this performed better. This went away completely. This performed better, and this went away. Well, they did and they didn't. But I don't like distress crayons because they're not play fast at all. Okay, next test. I'm not starring them. This is my test. I can do whatever I want. All right, Faber Castell gel sticks. Here we go. Oh yes, these are, I'm gonna get a new sponge that's not dirty. All right, so this is the gel sticks, which look exactly like the regular, my old ones. I'm so surprised by my permanent ink marker smearing. Stop smearing, marker. What the heck? I love gelatos. See, I like these because they blend, but they don't disappear on you. They're like a medium water solubility, which I like. And this also goes back to, my hamburger system book. I can't believe I haven't even talked about this yet. I have a whole book on my mixed media hamburger system, which I completely forgot about. But a big end here does go over all my layers. Here is the whole system. And if you do the Art Deco girl with me, I will walk you through the whole system as well. But there's a whole thing in here on art supplies and testing their level of water solubility. And I list a whole bunch of products in there for you. So that's that as well. It's awesome when you just forget that you do a thing. You don't even talk about it. I'm over it. I've actually published a lot of books, so I just forget that I even do it. Okay, let's see what else we got. Use some clean products so I'm not ruining this experiment. Oh yeah, these are the iridescence. You know, my black freaking thing is kind of ruining it because it's also reacting a little bit, which it shouldn't because it's filled with permanent ink. So that's about the same. I don't see anything weird with the iridescence. They look about the same as the other ones. And the metallics also kind of I actually don't see anything gross happening there. And the original gels, I like this. I like how that looks. That's good. That's the kids one. That's totally fine. Ugh, marketing. All right, now we're gonna do our last sheet. These are the original gelatos. I don't think I told you I was using gloss medium, but you can use just pretty much any acrylic medium. Oh, lovely, lovely. It does move a little, but it's still there. This one cracks me up. This is the King Art. Oh yeah, these are the mixed media gel sticks. These are the ones I'm curious. So the like I said when I was testing them out, the Malibu, I keep saying Malibu, the Marabous are super water reactive. So I'm wondering if, yeah, these are too. They totally are. This one, I feel like with every brand, the dark colors stick around better than the light ones. These are the Marabous. Yeah, see, this is a dark color and I can literally obliterate it. Again, it's like a little too reactive. And I know, I hate, look, it just washes away. No, leave some for me. And this is the shuttle art. These are the kids. This is the kids one. And the kids one is sticking around. My black is everywhere. Yuck, one more, come on. All right, and that one kind of got washed away as well. All right, so gelatos. Yes, see how that's a really light one and it stayed, and that's, well, it's not really light, but that one stuck around. So more so than the gel sticks, except that one did stick around. That's the darker color one though. They all, to be honest, felt exactly the same to me in terms of behavior. I do think that the Scribble sticks were so reactive it kind of defeated the purpose. But at their price point, I know they weren't as expensive as the Neocolor 2s, but those are also don't give you the dry blendability that you really need to do the effects with the gelato. And the hot dog system, I know there's so many things. However, these super cheap art supply gel crayons totally did fine. They also didn't wear away, and they also stayed, like both colors are still there. Distress crayons, I already talked about. But you know, if they're not Lightfast and neither are the kids ones, then it equals the playing field. But I bet you the kids, because the Distress crayons are a major brand, they're gonna be way more expensive than the kids crayons, in which case, if they're both not Lightfast, I would pick the kids crayons, like all day long. They have the skin colors, why wouldn't you? Yeah, I do love all the gelatos. They performed as expected, including the children's, although the downside of the children's is that they don't come in enough colors. So I would mark them off the list because they don't have enough colors for me. These actually were fine. I was scared because I had somebody show me what happened with their metallics, but I'm actually not seeing anything weird happen with these metallics at all. They look fine. So I'm gonna say yes to those. The iridescence are the same. They also, like this big pack I have, they all come mixed together, but it's nice if I can say, like, to my students, go forth with confidence and use them, they work great. So gelatos are fine. The gel sticks, they were fine too. I can still see the product left behind. I can still see the product left behind here and here. Much more so than the art crayon, and these are really expensive. So I'm taking these off the list just for expense, because if you can get an equivalent of product and it's a fraction of the cost, then that wins for me. That wins, especially when I have to buy all these freaking products to do the tests. The Shuttle Art water-based gel crayons, another child's product, those really all kind of washed away almost completely. So I'm gonna maybe take these ones off. I don't see any left over, which kind of leaves me, that's hilarious. This is probably the most expensive, and this is probably the least expensive, and they both they both actually won a prize. How fun is that? So good to know. So yeah, And the King Art, I think, did really well. All right, so now let's just talk about costs for a minute. Let's wrap it up with some, light, fast, quick, and cost. All right, so here's the final word on light test. And as always, we're gonna run into some trouble. What I learned from the interwebs of knowledge is that Ranger, who makes both the Dina Wakley Scribble sets as well as the distress crayons, they don't test for light fastness. They don't even test for it, probably because these are craft products and they're not gonna do so awesome. So this is a craft range, that's why. So, and that's fine. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. They're less expensive than fine art products. So like you get what you pay for, and that's so fine. So the Neocolor 2s, out of the 126 colors, I believe only 19 were not light fast, and the rest, so like I said before, these are a fine art product. So these are the most expensive, but again, you get what you pay for. They're an exceptional product and you pay for it. They're about $2 to $3 individually, even in a big set like that, but that's okay. It just depends on what your priorities. I'm not saying light fast is everything, but if you're making like a fine art painting for someone, you're using a product and then it fades in 2 years, that's bad. And that is important. If you're just working in your art journal and the only one who cares is you, it doesn't make a lick of difference if your product is light fast. And in fact, it'll probably last a long time because you keep it closed half the time, or most of the time. So like, I'm just bringing it up because depending on what you're doing, it can be important or it could not matter at all. Now, supposedly the Marabou, the art crayons are supposed to be light fast, which is also, again, why you're paying a bit more for them. I couldn't find the light fast information on the King Art gel sticks, but they appear to be almost exactly the same. Now, if I was super ambitious, I would do my own light fast test and I would set this all up, and I probably will because I spent all of my own money to buy all of these projects. I'm not sponsored in any way by any of these people. It was my own dumb fault for going and buying them just so I could do this video. But really, honestly, I care about my students. I want to make sure that they are successful in their works, which is why I did that. And I want to say, hey, these are good, these are bad, and here's why. Okay? So, as far as price points are concerned, you have the Neocolor 2s, which are between $2 and $3. The next expensive was the Marabous, which are $2.50. Those are the only ones that we know are clearly light fast. Now, Gelatos by Faber Castell claim to be, they say like mostly light fast. It's probably similar to the Neocolor 2s where like some colors, like for example, even the really fine art watercolors like Daniel Smith Opera Rose, there's some colors like pinks that are just fugitive. It's like, it doesn't matter what you do, they are never going to be permanent no matter what it is. That's just how it is. So that's probably along the lines of what these gelatos are, but they're much cheaper at $1.30. So that's awesome. But this is why I did this study, was that some of my students are in parts of the world where they can't get their hands on gelatos. So then what can you get? If you are in a country where you cannot get gelatos, I would go to your local art store, craft store, or Amazon, and I would search like gel crayon, okay? So something like these King Art gel sticks, they're great. They're 67 cents. They're super fine and they are very equivalent. Also, I have to say, if distress crayons are not light fast, because they don't test, and I know they're not, because I think Lindsay the Frugal Crafter tested them and they were not. They are $1.80, so they're more expensive than gelatos, and gelatos have light fast to them. These US Art Supply gel crayons are freaking 39 cents a pop, and they work great, and they have a ton of skin color, equivalents. I would get those over the distress crayons every day if it was me, if you can get them. And I'm sure it also depends on the availability of your country, but like, look at all these amazing colors you have. That's awesome. 39 cents? Like, what? Are you kidding me? And you get like a million more colors because you can afford to get a million more colors. So those would be my recommendation alternatives. I would honestly do I would grab this kid set in a heartbeat. It doesn't matter. All of the differences between these, if you're like, I don't want to get that's for toddlers, this is marketing. If you had put different labels on here and called this something else, you could just simply market this towards adults instead of children's. Same exact product. That's why I find it very suspect that these are in the same exact container as the Marabou, the same color, as well as the Faber Castell gel crayons, but they only come in about 12 colors. And then I said Jane Davenport has a product that is also in the same exact container product, okay? So find the cheapest one that's what I would do. And that's just me. This is all my opinion. These were all, like I said, not sponsored. This is just my personal opinion and my recommendation. I would start with gelatos because they're not too expensive. I know that they work, and there is some Lightfast research and evidence available. So it's a nice compromise right in the middle. And if I couldn't do that, I would totally grab either the King Art Mixed Media Gel Sticks or the US Art Supply Gel Crayons, and I'll have links below. Those my kids are screaming, so I have to go make them dinner. All right. I hope this video was helpful. If you want to sign up for the Art Deco Mixed Media Workshop Challenge, I'll have a link below. We're going to make this step by step. You can do it. I'm going to show you step by step how to make this. And by the way, it's very inexpensive. I did this on the back of a record player, record case, okay? So it does not have to be expensive. This is upcycled. This collage is upcycled too. Gelatos, some paint, and I got you the rest of the way. So I will see you in my workshop, I hope. And if not, I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.